Welcome to 𝐄𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐂, talk about investing, finance, and professional development. As the current time of 10:10 a.m. on the Eastern Time on the last day of August on Wednesday, the overall crypto market and the equity market is rebounding nicely. And with respect to Ethereum, currently up about 4.18%, trading at $1,588 at the moment. And on the media front, just to touch on them on a high level, I would say across the spectrum, is quite negative actually. So let's just like dive into piece by piece. I'm not gonna go through each of them like significantly, but I'll just give them a high level flavor. Seems like the collective flavor so far is very much consumer driven. So with respect to the first one on the list, Bed Bath Beyond have announced store closure, layoffs, and new financing, in pushing to fix the struggling business. Obviously, they are paying huge amount of debts, with lack of foot traffic and obviously their top line, and obviously with respect to their cost of revenue, and the cost of goods sold, knowing the fact that inflationary pressure is higher, the commodity and the cost of the goods that they need to produce is also subsequently higher, squeezing their profitability margin. So they are for announcing foreclosure, for some of the stores, layoffs obviously, but they haven't really allocated like what's the percentage. And they're also going to be resorting to credit facilities, to obviously fix their problem, to basically hold it as long as possible for them to not go belly flopped. In addition to that, another tech company, Snapchat, is saying that they are in need of major restructuring, and they are confirmed that they're going to be cutting 20% of their workforce. So that's a sizable amount. Knowing the fact that 20% of, I believe they have over thousands of employees, in the U.S. So for them to have this level of adjustment is quite serious, right? In addition to that, ADP has released a job number, not a job number, more of a payroll report today. It seems like the payroll has grown by 132,000 in August. But if you really like take a collective approach and observations on all the job reports we've been getting so far, we can tell that from the last job report we missed quite significantly, right? There seems to be a lot of unemployment. There seems to be a lot more opening in comparisons to expectation. So pay higher payroll makes sense because there's some industries might in need of more labor, or more talents than other. So this might be just more of an outlier. I mean, it's not like a significant outlier, but it's something to know. But it's not good enough to obviously change anything on a technical perspective, right? And then I'm also seeing news coming out from the FDA. So it seems like they're authorizing a COVID booster shot that targets the Omicron BA.5 variant. So I guess with that news, it will propel obviously some selected vaccine or biotech pharma stocks to propel up. But the market's also looking for a reason to reverse up as well, as we are shifting on to the last day of August, which typically have some, I would say the hedge funds do act a little bit differently, on the last day to kind of beef up their numbers, before they, obviously transition onto a new month going forward. So, quite mixed bag in terms of the media front. Quite mixed bag in terms of the, statistical front as well. But technical doesn't really lie. So let's just look into the technical to see how it's going. So, respective recording time of 10:14 a.m. on the Eastern time. First, I just want to say, hope you guys have a great week so far. And with respect to overall technical front, you could see that we are heading towards 1600 right now, looking to basically go into the level of 1650, which is a real technical level. Right now, we're heading up on the RSI and also heading up on the MACD, which is very logical, right? We've been expecting that in the near term, we should ideally see some propelment upward. But on a weekly, you could see that we've crossed it for quite some time. 47 out of 70, going up to the next level of 50. So again, right, near term, ideally, especially with this transitional Tory period, seeing some healthy buying pressure. And then as we get closer to the FOMC meeting, to the CPI report, which based on Jerome Powell's verbiage on Jackson Hole's speech recently, we know that another rate hike, or an aggressive rate hike, might be impossibility, right? And I believe these are some of the first times that we hear such confirmatory type of characterization coming from Jerome himself, which he has historically been mostly diplomatic, right? Just kind of take it how it goes. But the impression that we got last time was a little bit more, I guess, direct and a little bit more, aggressive in a way, which I think that's something we need, right, to kind of get the ball rolling, right? And then on the monthly, you could see that we're still bullish. So ideally, seeing some bullishness as we shift onto Q4, the Santa Claus rally makes a lot of sense, right? And then with respect to Bitcoin, we are up about 2.4%, just as normal market cadence. Bullish on a monthly front, which is same thing as as we shift onto the Q4. And also with respect to the technical front on a weekly, it's quite fused together. So I don't dislike it. I do like Bitcoin around these price level. And also with respect to this, the reason we have kind of corrected so far with these red candles, because we've been extending with this upward wedge. So now looking for some levels to reverse up as we got to a very submerged level of 20 out of 70. Also matching with the resistance level that we've had back in July. Makes a lot of sense. So right now recuperating back up. Also daily looks quite bullish as well. So Bitcoin looks a little bit more bullish in comparisons to obviously Ethereum, and with respect to the altcoins out of the house and some of the small cap high growth stocks, they are all trading very comparably to Ethereum as well. Okay, so appreciate you. Have a good rest of the day, and look out for the Patreon updates. I am working with a couple of my buddies on Wall Street to actually come up with a stock tracker for all these politicians. That seems like it can be interesting to understand how the government, and especially the Congress people, the people working in the U.S. representative, like Nancy Pelosi, for example, how are they trading the stock market ahead of time? And luckily, I am able to get some of their buying and selling activities on a day-to-day basis. So I will look to incorporate that into our Patreon. So yeah, look out for that. I'm gonna be noodling on it, kind of drafting something up for you guys. And I'll obviously post that. And before I do that, I'll give you guys a tutorial. So look out for that as well. So have a good one. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.